Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to another Destiny 2 weekly reset video. My name is Story and today is August 13th. This means only one thing, we're running up until August 20th. Isn't the time flying? Anyway, what have we got to love in Destiny 2 this week? Plenty of stuff. If you're new to the game, this is the tower map. You'll access this eventually by playing various campaign missions and whatnot. But the cut of the jib, as it were, is there are many vendors around the place that will give you bounties, or rather sell you bounties, and if you complete those, you'll get powerful loot. Powerful loot is pretty much your main prerogative, your reason for loving everything, more or less. Of course, there's the experience, but you want some powerful loot. Various vendors will have assignments and challenges, and that will also get you more powerful loot. For example, Eva Levante, who's here for the duration of Solstice of Heroes, has packages unlocked. 7 of these. You unlock Solstice packages from the European aerial zone by assembling Solstice key fragments. 7 of those will get you a piece of powerful loot. Isn't that nice? And then we've got Ikora Ray here at the tower. If you complete 20 bounties of any type, that will get you some powerful loot, as well as clan rewards. If you happen to be part of a clan, earning 5,000 XP will get you some powerful gear. Then there is Werner99. If you pick up his bounties and complete said bounties, that will drop you a treasure map. Locate the treasure using that map 4 times over, and you'll get some powerful loot. Again, with Ada, she has 2 of her special weapon frames forged. And more information can be available by visiting her and saying hello. 2 weapons frames forged, you'll get some powerful armor. So if it's armor specifically you're after to bump up your power level, then that is the lady you should go and see. Okay, what have we got in our lists, our destinations? Well, we start off with the Vanguard playlist, beginning with the daily heroic story missions. Complete 3 of these for yet more powerful loot. There are 5 to choose from, and they rotate on a daily reset, so that's once every 24 hours. There are modifiers for the week. This week it is Arc Singe. The daily modifiers, which also rotate on a 24-hour basis, are Blackout and Grenadier. Then we have our Vanguard Strikes. We have a daily there, which once completed will award you some powerful gear. And then there is the weekly. Complete strikes using the same subclass element as the currently active elemental burn. So that's Arc. So whack on your Arc subclasses and get to it for that powerful gear. There's the Nightfall Strike playlist. There are 3 to choose from, usually. I'm hoping these don't change because currently the Bungie API is down, so all manner of crazy, wacky stuff can happen. But anyway, we've got the Insight Terminus, the Inverted Spire, and the Tree of Probabilities. Now, with these strikes, there is a specific piece of loot for each strike that you can grind out. Now, you'll have to grind the strike quite a few times in order to increase your chances of having a drop of this specific loot. For example, the Insight Terminus, this is the strike that you would grind for the Long Goodbye Sniper Rifle, which is still a very good sniper if you can manage to get a decent roll on it. Then we've got the Inverted Spire. This happens to be the... is this a Trichromatica shell? Trichromatica shell, I think it might be, or it's a ghost, perhaps. Memory fails me. It's a cosmetic item either way, but I apologise for not being more specific. However, with the Tree of Probabilities, that will net you the DFA hand cannon. So if you're after that kind of business, then that is exactly the one that you want to go for. What else? Well, we've got the Gambit playlist. Let's have a look at the Gambit playlist, and this is where you can play Gambit, funnily enough. We've got the Reckoning, which is a PvE activity, 1 to 4 players. I'd recommend having 4. Once you progress this bar up to 100%, you'll get some powerful loot. There are 3 different tiers to choose from. Each one increases in difficulty ever so slightly, and with tier 3, you're absolutely fudged if you don't have a Warlock with a Well of Radiance. There are separate modifiers for this playlist where we've got Arc Singe, which is kind of separate, usually can be different, but anyway, and then the daily modifiers are Blackout and Brawler. Then we have Gambit Classic. A match complete will get you some powerful loot, and then there's the weekly. 3 matches complete will get you some powerful loot. Then there is Gambit Prime, the deluxe version of Gambit, quicker, faster, harder, better, more. Some might say. Complete 4 matches of that, and that will get you some powerful loot. You can also hop into private matches with your nan and have some fun. You get nothing in terms of rewards for private matches, but you've got the fun and the memories. How's about that? Then we've got some Crucible. We have plenty to choose from. There is a quick playlist here, not so serious, 6v6, even though if you are of reasonable skill, then it is pretty damn serious. It's almost as serious as what's supposed to be serious, and that is comp. We've got a daily here, complete a Crucible match, and then 5 games of Crucible across any of these playlists, whether it be quick play, comp, rumble, which is a solo mode there, free for all, and then we've got the rotary playlist this week, which is a 4v4 version of Breakthrough. Deploy the breaker to expose your opponent's vault, then hack their vault to plunder it. I quite like this game mode, although Showdown is definitely my favourite. Private matches are there, of course. Call up your nan, get in there and start scrimming. How's about everything else? Well, we'll have a flashpoint, which happens to be on the EDZ. A flashpoint is basically get stuck into public events. There's one about to happen here in 3 minutes, and there are lost sectors to loot as well, and that will give you progress. If we look over at the vendor here, 100% worth of progress will get you some powerful loot. But if you want to jump start this ship by going 35% straight into it, make sure you do the heroic adventure. This will get you 35% and another piece of powerful loot. So that is your flashpoint this week. Isn't that nice? What else do we do? Well, we've got Escalation Protocol on Mars. If you're after very specific Icolos weapons, you might want this for various titles and challenges and whatnot. It's a 7-wave activity, like a horde mode kind of thing, and if you complete it successfully, there is a chance at a drop. There are 3 weapons which rotate. Unfortunately, as the Bungie API is down, I have no idea what the weapon is this week. It will either be the SMG or the sniper, as last week we had the shotgun. So it's a bit of a roulette of fun. Will you get the SMG? Will you get the sniper? Or will you get all 3? It is possible to have all 3 weapons at once. So have at it, have a guess. But anyway, that's your Escalation Protocol. Nice. Anyway, what is next? Well, we like to visit the gunsmith and see what mods he's got. Don't forget, there are bounties to do here. We've got enhancement causes, rewards, and various weapon mods, which we like very much indeed. There's a whole selection of weeklies and dailies there. And today's mods are Resilience, and the weapon mod is Icarus. So stock up on those if that's your thing. And if you don't like them, just wait 24 hours, because these also reset on the daily reset. Nice. Well, let's hop on over to our favourite Benedict 99 and see what we have in store for the raid of Leviathan. Benedict Cubbage Patch, here he is. What have you got for us? Well, those are the bounties that we mentioned earlier. Once these are complete, you get a treasure map, go find that treasure chest, and that will go towards your weekly or your challenge. Gear-wise, we've got the normal Leviathan helmet, we have the Prestige Leviathan gauntlets, we have the Spire of Stars chest piece, Prestige Leviathan boots, class item for normal Leviathan, and the Ghost Primus auto rifle. Bearing in mind, you do have to complete the raid and earn enough Callus tokens there, and you can pick up these bits of gear. Lovely. Right then, we will wrap up the video by visiting our favourite Tess at Eververse and seeing what cosmetic items we can splunder and splooge all of our cash on. Nice. Crack open that purse and splurge your fortunes at Eververse. What have we got this week? Well, the Micro Mini, a very popular little sparrow. Looks like a Fisher Price that we used to suck on as babies and break our teeth and slobber all over it. Isn't that great? And then we've got the Jubilant Shell. We have the Flick of the Wrist emote. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's the spinning diamondy thing. There you go. You can buy that for real cash this week, or you can wait for another time and have it for silver dust, bright dust even. We've got a palm tree projection if you're feeling particularly tropical, and a KITBASH shell there. It's quite cool. I like this KITBASH theme. It's pretty cool. And then you've got best of year 1 engrams. You can have a look at bundles and whatnot. There is also some bright dust exclusive items here. You've got boons that will give you various bits and pieces. Then you've got some shaders. There's the mirror emote there. It does all that kind of stuff. Isn't that nice? And then there is the KABR'S glass Aegis. My pronunciation has gone straight out the window. You can buy that. This is an old one from Curse of Osiris. I quite like this ship. It's very nice. And then there's Windstrike here, a bit of a sparrow. Isn't that good? Then we've got events. This is specific to Solstice of Heroes, so this will disappear after the event is over. These are like your armor glows for your prestigious armor. Isn't that nice? And you can buy the whole lot for real money, or you can spend your bright dust on that as well. There's ghosts, there's emotes, there's all kinds of stuff. So have a good peruse and see if that's the kind of thing that tickles your fancy. Then we've got the seasonal offerings. These have been all around throughout Season 7 and they're still available. How do you not got them? You can buy them for real money, or you can wait until they appear in the Bright Dust section of the store, which we'll get to in just a moment. Then there's an archive. These are ornaments for various bits of gear that we've had over the last few seasons, even though there are a few missing. With the thorn ornament and the Black Peregrine ship, for example. I'd love to see those come back. I don't know where those are, but maybe one day we'll see them again. And here's your Bright Dust section. This is where you can spend money, like real money, you Bright Dust rather than real money. This stuff, you can spend that and earn things that way. Flag on the Play, for example, this emote is now available for Bright Dust. It's just chucking stuff all over the place. We've got some shells. We've got the Summertide kite ship as well, which is fairly nice there. And there's emotes, as well as more boons that will give you various boosts, some shaders and transmat effects, and these weekly Eververse bounties. These are well worth picking up because they award you Bright Dust and also contribute to your Ikora's 20 bounties challenge as well. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of the video. I do hope you've enjoyed yourselves. I wish you a very pleasant week in Destiny 2 when you get all the things that you are grinding for. And we will love you and leave you. Thanks again for watching. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and remember, smoke us a kipper. We'll be back for breakfast.